Can you fake a behind the scene video to persuade people into thinking a legitimate video is fake and a fake video is legitimate? I made a challenge video about killing every hostile mob with a mace. Soon after, I released a BTS video claiming that video was faked. But was it? First, I claimed that I used the locate command to find the village. Then, once it became night, I used the command to locate a village, and I ran towards the wrong direction to make it seem real before heading to the village. But what I really did was I made a backup world, then I aimlessly ran around to find a village. When the village was found, I hopped on the backup world and recorded myself using the locate command. The nearest village found by the command was at -368 and 624, but the one I ended up finding was at 852 and -905. I then built an iron farm and claimed to fake the AFK session. But when it was time to AFK, I only AFK'd for 40 minutes, but I lied that I AFK'd for 1 hour and a half. To make up for that time, I went into creative to give myself a few stacks of iron ingots and a little more poppy flour. This is the replay mod file of the AFK session, which clearly states that it was 1 hour and a half. As for the time lapse that I rendered out, I decided to split them into two because that way it is harder to tell how long it's been exactly, and that makes my lie more believable. Why would I do more work and split my time lapse into two? To make it harder to estimate the time. Why does Warriors want to make it harder to estimate the time? Because he didn't actually AFK for 1 hour and a half. Now here's the full time lapse from one perspective. You'll see that the time lapse go through 4 full days, and a full day in Minecraft is 20 minutes, meaning the time lapse is at least 1 hour and 20 minutes. And you can tell that I didn't skip any of the 4 days because the sky gradually changes. If I had slept, the sky would change instantly. To make up for that time, I went into creative to give myself a few stacks of iron ingots and a little more poppy flour. For this part, I just made another backup world, opened the world to land, and recorded myself getting iron from the creative menu. The next sheet that I claimed to have done was going into creative and getting myself some coal. Then I tried to upgrade an armor into buying iron, but he didn't, so I had to go mine more coal. At this point, I had already used a lot of time lapses, so it makes sense for me not to do it for this one. With this opportunity, I went into creative and got myself some coal. Then I got myself a new pickaxe with lower durability via command, and I gave myself a few more levels. But what I actually did was I went into the backup world, and through commands I made my inventory like the real world. Then I relocked to delete the text messages and recorded myself cheating. And here's the full time lapse of the coal mining. After this, I claimed that I summoned custom villagers to speed up the trading process. Next, I had to trade iron for emeralds with a villager, but he only restocks twice per day. So when I finished trading, I killed the villager, used a command to get myself a command block, and through the command block, I got a new villager with the same trades. I kept killing and respawning villagers, each time increasing the price of the trades to make it seem legit, until I had enough emeralds to buy full diamond armor. Here's the length of the full trading process. It was 25 minutes long, and here's the time lapse of the full trading process. To fake the cheating, I went to mcstacker.com, got a command to summon a custom villager with real villagers as a guide, and once again I hopped on the backup world to record the cheating. With the diamond armor, I went to the trial chamber to get the ominous keys, but to get the ominous keys without a high level of bad omen is very difficult, so I had to find a pillager outpost. I used the locate command to find it, but this time I went straight to it, because from the previous time lapse, I learned that it's very hard to tell what's going on anyway, and I think it's more sus if you don't get lucky at all. So for this one, I just pretended I got lucky. Now for this claim, I really don't know how to disprove it, because I really did get lucky. I randomly ran in a direction with a pillager outpost, and it just so happened to be the nearest pillager outpost, and you're just gonna have to take my words for it, because you can't explain luck. I'm sorry. With higher level bad omen, I got more ominous keys, but even after opening all the ominous vaults in the chamber, I still couldn't get a heavy core. I needed another cartographer, so I made the villager breed. To wait 20 minutes for the villager to grow up is too long though, so I killed the villager and summoned a new one that will grow in seconds. Here's how long I actually waited for the villager to grow. 19 minutes. Villagers usually take 20 minutes to grow, but my recording is 19 minutes because right after the villager popped out, I ended the recording to make a backup world. And here's the full time lapse of those 19 minutes. You can even see that there's another baby villager, which means I actually waited. And in my fake BTS video, I didn't actually show the villager growing up because I can't get the exact same shot without cutting. Next, I lied that I teleported back home. After getting the heavy core at the new trial chamber, I teleported back home to save time. But of course, I made sure to throw away some food to make it believable. Here's the full time lapse of me running back home. Now, it's probably hard to tell what's going on, so at the end screen of this video, I will post a video of all the footage uncut, so you can check that out for yourself. In the nether, I had to find the fortress, so I used the locate command. But this time, I mixed it up and I pretended to get lost before finding the fortress. Believe it or not, I was actually lost. And the nether fortress that I found was a completely different one, because I was that lost. At the fortress, I killed blazes and wither skeletons. Not a few skeletons though. A lot of wither skeletons. Because I need their heads to summon the wither. At first I killed them legitimately to make this edit. Then I went into creative to get a wither skull, and I dropped it for the wither skeleton to pick up. Of course I didn't forget to use a command to remove the advancement I got from getting the skull in creative. What I really did was, I went into a backup world, and through the use of commands and the creative menu, I made my inventory just like before I got the wither skull.
Oh my god! Wow!
Then I recorded the cheating, and here's the real clip of what actually happened. Of course I can't go all the way back and show you from the first skeleton because that would take too long. Also, if I had actually given the wither skeleton the wither skull, you would have seen that for a split second the wither skeleton's body turned red, but the head would have stayed black. But what you saw in the real video was they all turned red. I wanted to do the same thing for the other two skulls, but somehow I ended up very lucky. For this part, I was actually lucky. No, actually, I don't know how. I will admit though that this shot seems like there's some sus sneaky editing going on. But if you take a look at the timeline, you will see that it's just one clip. It was just a combination of good timing, lag, and my mouse movement, I think. Coincidence. Next, I claimed that I used the locate command to find the ancient city, but the ancient city that I found was a different one from the command. Now, fair enough, they're very close, and going from my base, they are in the same direction. But coincidence. Now, with this finding structure and stuff, it's very hard to prove because honestly, I could be using chunkbase.com. There isn't any way I can prove that I didn't. You just have to believe me. Coincidence. At the ancient city, I really struggled to kill the warden.
Hey, disconnected.
So I gave myself strength level 255 using a command. At the ancient city, I claimed that I used a command to give myself the strength effect. But this is the real footage of me killing the warden with the mace. And if we speed it up a little bit to this point, you will see that there's no effect in the menu. If I had actually used the command, it would look something like this. In the end dimension, I had to kill an endermite, which can only spawn from players using ender pearls. This means I have to kill a lot of endermen. So to make this process faster, I gave myself strength again. If we go back a little bit, we'll see that I used strength level 255 on myself, meaning I should one-shot enderman. But as you can see here, I didn't. And this is when I opened my inventory, and as you can see, there is no effect once again. After that, I tried to fly back to the main end island, and I tried to get clean shots of me using rockets, so I would turn off F3 for it. But this caused me to lose my sense of direction, and I died to the void. Fortunately, I had keep inventory turned on, so I didn't have to bother replacing my inventory, and in the editing software, I zoomed in on the coordinates to let people know that I was falling, but as I was zooming out, I cut to the clip where I arrived at the island. And you can actually tell the clip was cut by looking at the coordinates because it went from 366 to 65. I smell bollocks. Here's a time lapse that will disprove all of that. It is true though that I did lose my sense of direction, but I didn't lose it completely. I still knew somewhat where to go, and I only started losing it when I was pretty close to the island, so that wasn't a problem. As for the cutting, of course I did. It's to save time. It's a video. It's not a live stream. I do live stream every Saturday though. Come hang out. Shameless plug out of the way. Now all we have to do is wait for people to watch and react. I knew it! I knew it! Freaking knew it! I know you! It's so obvious you cheat, bruh. I don't trust you. Oh my god, I just finished the video, you cheated. I knew it. Yes, I guessed it again. Let's go. Imagine if he did it again for the third time. Nah, he wouldn't, right? Fair enough, Jay got it right this time. Guys, I actually knew all along. It's simple, really. If you couldn't tell it was fake, you are an ignorant fool. Yeah, you ignorant fools. He's the smart one. Dog, I said it better not be fake. It wasn't some random. It wasn't. I knew it. I knew it. I told you in the last video that no one would trust you ever again. And I was right. That's right. Once again, no one noticed that that video was fake. Now, some people are probably still skeptical. Maybe they think I'm doing this to save face, to gain some trust back. So to disprove that, I've uploaded the full 25 raw footage to YouTube. It's gonna be at the end screen and in the description. And also in the description, there will be a link to the world download and all the replay mod files. So you can go download the world, check the stats, do whatever you want. If you get any virus, not my fault. Joking. Anyway, so how easy is it to fake an exposed video and make people eat their words? I think pretty easy, and I enjoyed it.